Hello, friends, and welcome to David Beard Menace. I am your host, David Beard Menace. Let me lower the audio or the music just slightly. There we go. That's a little bit better. Just want to lower the music just a tad, and I think that does it perfect. Alrighty. So yes, friends, welcome to Paint Night on TikTok, the Purple app, and also the Red app. Thank you. But yeah, we are going to be finishing up while doing as much finishing touch as we can on our buddy Nacho here. Talking about some cool ghost stories, possibly. We're probably going to start with the gold paint as we were talking about before with the model. Actually, I want to grab something really quick as a reference. Give me 2 seconds. Let me just put the Be Right Back screen on real quick. And we're back. Okay. Only because I painted like a belt looking type of thing on a model before. I just want to see what colors I used on that. And that's what I want to go with for this. So, yeah. But today we're still working on the cloth. I'm not sure if we're going to get to the belt. But let me see what we got for gold. I know what I want to use. Alright, it's not in here. I gotta pull it out from my little box of tricks over here. I don't think I've used Auric Armor yet, but we might. We pull out all the gold. And it looks like all the gold is possibly on the table. Retributor Armor. There should be Uno Mas. Yeah, we have a Retributor Armor. That might be my normal gold. Yeah, it's my normal gold that I use for things because there's the color on there. Okay. Double check and make sure. Yeah, that's everybody. Okay. And the cat's here hanging out. Okay, so let's get to it, my friends, and we'll see how far we can get tonight, shall we? Alright, so here is our model. So we're going to use gold for like little lightning bolts and also for like the little like outline of the cloth itself. For the belt, I'm probably going to mimic what I did on this model here with his belt. So that's probably what we're going to do for that, is when we have the model out and ready so I can use it as a reference tool. But alright, let's do this. Let's start mixing the paint up. Let me get my handy dandy brush out. Wet the top, get it ready. How's everyone handling their Tuesday nights? Hopefully everyone's having a good time, having fun. It is Tuesday, so it's still technically start of the week. Alright, let's keep on mixing. We really gotta mix this. Let's go full screen while we're mixing, so people can see I'm actually alive and awake. Even flow. Let's just check phone and messages. myself. Hang on, let me do Karma Police. That's it. Almost forgot the name of the song for a second. In case you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm mixing the peat. I think we're about mixed. Let me see. It's a little bit more. Jeez. How about when you don't use it, you lose it? Do. Life is like an airplane here in Duckburg. I'm assuming, Oscar, you're talking about the last story I just told, correct? In the TikTok chat? I don't know. Like, 4 different people saw the same thing, so I don't know. I really don't. I don't know what it is. Isaiah and the Purple App chat, what's going on, buddy? But yeah, I wish I could tell you I knew what she saw, but I honestly don't know. But 4 different people have seen it. It's Native American, you know, at least it looks like one, so I don't know. I've had some people say that's possibly a mimic, but because, you know, people think it looks like me, but it looked like me. It's not me, if you know what I mean. Because again, I started growing the beard maybe about 10 years ago, and when Mrs. Menace saw it, it didn't have a beard. It was just like, you know, like fresh faced. So I don't know. I don't know what she would have seen. But I do have an epilogue for the story tomorrow that we'll talk about a little bit. All right. All right, so we got paint going. So usually for my golds, if it's like a solid gold piece, I love red shooter armor. I think it looks richer as gold. Whereas like the Auric armor gold, not as much personally. But man, I don't know what to say anymore. I'm all out of ideas. I'm getting irritated. What's going on, Isaiah? What's up? Talk to me, buddy. I really feel that I'm losing my best friend. Can't believe this could be the end. Now, just so you folks are aware, I have multiple chats going on, so I'll be bouncing back and forth between them. Hope no one minds about what those people saw in your videos. Yeah, I don't know what they saw either. Like, and what makes it weird is everyone saw the same thing, but no one ever discussed with each other what they saw. You know what I mean? No one ever talked to each other about it. They never interacted about it. So they all had their own interactions. They just can't tell me what it was. Hang on a second. really gotta mix this paint up. There we go. Okay. I used to play this game called Phasmophobia about ghost hunting, and a lot of had different abilities. I was streaming that for a bit myself, Phasmophobia. Now that I'm able to stream onto TikTok, I might start streaming it again. Might. Something that kind of really does that. Yeah, like, at least in our case it did. It would definitely sound like... So, I've never seen what it actually looks like, but it would sound like people in the house. So it would absolutely do spooky shit like that. Like, I didn't even know a mimic was a real type of ghost in my life. I mean, that's what people call it. I don't know if we all came up with the same name or if it's from Phasmophobia, but that's what we all kind of more or less call it. I've heard stories of it literally mimicking someone else's voice, someone they know. Yep, that's exactly what it does. To the T. Now, I try to think more, not always, but try to think more logically about it, just because, you know, maybe there is an actual scientific explanation to what it is. You know what I mean? Maybe something about a home records the sound in some way. It can't be a skinwalker because they never have to eat you. It can't be the other shapeshifter that eats you. I forgot the name. Mimics are, I think, invisible, so it has to be something else. I think in this world there are more than meets the eye. I agree with you, Isaiah. Man, this paint is not the best, I think. Why does Games Workshop hold... We're going to switch up the paint color. I am not going to use this paint color. Let me back up a little bit. I'm going to use a brand new paint color. Lethal Shadows makes a rose gold that we're going to use for the piping on this guy, because why not? We're going to try that, see what that looks like. Shapeshifter in the game was Obake. And Phasmophobia, yeah. Phasmophobia is a fun game. It just got boring really quick for me. Like, once you get past, like, the initial jump scares, it's just kind of like, eh. In my opinion. Did I have fun while playing it? Yes, but again, it just got kind of repetitive. And one thing I hate about a lot of games is repetitive for no reason. That's why I don't play too many MMOs because I hate grinding. Wendigo. Can't be a Wendigo. That's the Wendigo. Yeah, can't be a Wendigo. Alright, I just want to see what this rose gold looks like. So that might be the winner chicken dinner. Yeah, if I had people to play Phasmophobia with, it'd be a lot more fun. Yes, I totally agree. Like, I feel like it's a fun game to play with your friends. I just had no one to play with. Like my usual crew, we're all dads, so we're all getting older. So finding time to game with each other, like during a live stream, is like tough. Because it's easy to game and have fun, like on a Thursday or something, you know, like or a random Monday. But like once it starts getting really closer into the week. But here's the thing, Isaiah. When Mrs. Menace saw it, is when I had my beard, and I was well into growing my beard. Why didn't it have a beard? You know. Like, I agree with you. It could be something. It could be a doppelganger, but it doesn't have like a lot of the telltale stuff that we hear about doppelgangers. Okay, so I got all that paint off. I'm gonna try the rose gold. I think the rose gold might. It might look bad, but we'll see. Yeah, the last story I told, it was Mrs. Menace seeing it. Child safety. I think it's on other systems. But I play it on PC. Alright, let's do this. Let's make it work. Yeah, alright. I might paint over this again anyway, but I want to see what it looks like with the rose gold. Rose gold is not too dissimilar from I'll check. I know it might be on PS5. I just don't know if it's crossplay or not. Because when I was playing and streaming it, I was on PC. But yeah, it might be on PS5. I'll see why it wouldn't be. Oh, because I didn't raise this high enough. Hang on. There we go. That's what I'm missing. Perfect. Okay. God, unless I really don't know how to do metallic paints, like this is kind of sucking. Well, it's kind of working actually. Did I not shake it? Let me shake it a little bit more. Shake, 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 yeah. Ooh, nice. Okay, I didn't know that. Thank you very much for checking that out, Isaiah. Good to know. Cannonball, where were you when we were getting high? Someday you will find me. Alright, I think the rose gold might be the piece that makes it look cool. I swear metallic paints either look really good or they're really bad. I don't know why. Like, it's tough sometimes to get the paint out and on things. Also, the amount of layering you gotta do with it also is a bit annoying. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. I'm looking at the color combination of the rose gold and the... Yeah, I don't think the rose gold is going to work for that. That's okay. We tried it. But now we have a paint that actually is a better substrate to hold the other paint. You know what I mean? But we tried the rose gold. Rose gold didn't work, and that's fine. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Come on. There we go. There we go. Nice. Yeah, regular gold would work better. Like, I don't know why I wanted to use the rose, because rose gold a new paint, but it doesn't work in this case too well. Oh, I hear a puppy dog. Hey, little buddy. So I am going to have to get back in there with the red to... Oh, I don't know if you email those likes, but thank you. Perfect. Thanks for hanging out, Oscar. Mucho apreciado. All right. How's the audio level sound for everyone? How's the music and me speaking? Anything a bit too low? Wonder boy, what is the secret of your power? I admit that gold in the red really looks really good. It pops. Monkey wrench. So I'm just like slathering like the metallic paint on there, only because the way it flows off the brush, it's just not a good quality paint. Like I've never had luck with too many. The only one I've ever had luck with is Retributor armor and like my copper stuff. Is it Hashnut? No, there's another one I use. Fulbright copper. These are the only like metallic paints I've ever had luck with. All the other ones have been kind of, bleh. So if there's anyone in-house that's done model painting and could tell me a better way to use metallic paints or tell me about a step I'm missing, I am all ears. I think it's a me issue. It's not you, it's me. Yeah, I don't know what it is about this gold. It's a brilliant color, but Mar, a man with hobbies. Thank you, Mar. And welcome. Welcome to the show. Welcome. I honestly think I have too many hobbies, but that's just me. All right. God, doing the little tiny details on the piping is gonna take me forever. All right, I'm just gonna have to go over with the red paint later. The parts where like the paint's not painting, no one else is gonna see, but I'm gonna know it's there. So it bothers the fuck out of me. Hang on a second. Okay, nothing important. All right, nothing important. Okay. again. Let me get some water real quick. Get more paint out. Well, first let's clean the brush off. And then we'll get more paint on here. Where you going, little buddy? Puppy Adventures, that's where he's going. That was good. All right. All right, let's shake up the paint. Something takes a part of me. Let me go full screen really quick while we're shaking the paint up. But yeah, I'm not sure what everyone saw. Everyone saw more or less the same entity. Not sure exactly what that entity is, but everybody saw it. So yeah, I'm just as confused as y'all are. Alright, so I think I got most of it nice and mixed up. There we go. Ooh, it is hot in here. Alright, I think we've mixed it up as much as we can. Like, I've really been mixing. Okay, that looks better. That looks a lot better. You're telling me all I had to do was mix it up like a motherfucker and now it comes out good? Motherfucker. Well, that's my fault. Now we know, kids. Really mix the shit out of this stuff. So one of my buddies was watching the Warped Tour over the weekend. And he said it was interesting because, you know, it's the Warped Tour. And that a lot of the bands still sound really good. But it was odd because he was watching the Warped Tour while it was being streamed. And he's like, this is the world we live in now where us old bastards need to stream the Warped Tour and we can't go and watch it because of life or just age and things. You know, I've never been to a Warped Tour, ever. Weird considering how much I love music and stuff, but never been to a Warped Tour. In many ways, I feel like I've missed out a little bit, but sure, David. Now it's all nice and mixed up. It flows good, you stupid bastard. It's fine. It's fine. Making Christmas. Where's the Blacksmith Productions? That's a cool name. Where did you go? Where is the blacksmith? I liked your name. I wanted to talk more. But yeah, I've never been to the Warp Tour. Never. I just always either forgot about it or literally, actually, mostly because I forgot about it. It's like, oh yeah, when's the Warp Tour? It was 2 weekends ago. Okay, I guess I'm not going to the Warp Tour. There's actually a dude I follow on TikTok called Will It Emo. And he just takes like pop songs and just emos the fuck out of them, like chord progression and the sound is actually pretty dope. Alright, I know it looks a little messy, but I gotta go back in with the red anyway to clean up a lot of the gold spillage. But the gold really does pop on the cape, I gotta say. Wanna be your monkey ranch. So I've actually run out of gloves to wear for paint nights. So next week I will be sans gloves. You'll see my manicure and whatnot on my hands. I don't have a manicure, but I've been told that I have manicured hands. Whoops. Right on the ropes. There we go. Okay. Thumb was cramping up. All right. Nice. Okay. The gold paint really, it's a mess because it's like, it's. I know I'm probably doing something wrong, but the gold paint's not precise. You know what I mean? Like it's too thick? Giggity? It's like it's too thick or it's too thin. Like there's no easy way around this. I have to like go back in here later with the detail brush just to paint around the parts I spilled over. Alright, so I think for the most part I got the cape. Alright. Let's go back to lightning bolts. And lightning bolts do have the rose gold, but I don't like how the rose gold looks. So we're gonna go back to the yellow of the gold on the cape. Like I thought the rose gold would look cool, but I don't know, it just doesn't, like, I don't know, it just doesn't look good, so. For this, the rose gold is a cool color, it just doesn't work good for this. I don't think I mixed it properly, to be honest with you. Oh wait, I forgot about lining around the face, excuse me. Okay. Mm. Mm. Dun 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 dun, mama. I think most of my remaining hour of painting this thing will be just cleaning up and doing detail work on it. All right, so we got that part. Now let's hang on. Oh yeah. So we got that part. Cool. All right, so this goes right behind like his chin, claws, or dragon beard stuff, whatever you want to call it. But it goes right behind. All right, cool, cool. Let me get some more paint out real quick. Let me clean off what's on the brush. There we go. Okay, let's go full screen so I can mix the paint again. Whew. Like, you really have to mix this stuff over and over again. And I desperately need a beard trim. I've just been too lazy to do it. I could do it on my own, but it doesn't come out looking that good. I'd rather get like a paid professional to do it. But yeah, I desperately need a trim. Ugh. No bueno, senor. No bueno. Come on. Saying it's so. Perfect. Okay. So there's a horror movie I was watching before I jumped on stream. That's really good. And it gave me a really stupid idea, but I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do it. But it's called Dead Stream. And it's about a streamer who does a ghost hunt live while streaming. And it looks, ooh, nice and sore, nice. And it looks good, but I mean, it's a good movie. It was a really good movie. And it makes me want to go on a ghost hunt. Like, I really want to start ghost hunting on this channel, but unfortunately, I can't find a ghost hunting team to tag along with that's close. And I might want to do something I never thought I would do, which is go on a ghost hunt by myself. I'm not a fan of doing this, but I'm thinking about it. Saying it's so. Okay. There we go. Nice and thick again. You really gotta shake it like it owes you rent. And even after you shake it like it owes you rent, it still doesn't come out as nice. So I'm saying, if there's anyone in chat who has experience using metallic paint and they're good at it, please let me know. Whoops. stupid. Sorry about that, friends. I forgot I didn't have it on. I have a monitor right in front of me so I can see if I have it on or off. Yeah, that was my fault, Thug Nasty. My bad. I didn't have the right camera on. All right, so I gotta get under the chin there, which is a biatch and a half. Let me use a different brush. So I'm literally using a 50 cal. I love your scary stories, my bro. Listen, you know, I spent a lot of nights listening to them. You're great at telling them. Well, thanks, Doug Nasty. Thank you very much. I am glad you appreciate them. I know for a fact mine are true. The follower stories, you know, I cannot confirm or disprove they are true, but I know mine are true. I live them. How's the one I told today doing? Let me check that out real quick. I'm curious. Hey, bud. Because I posted it kind of late, so I'm just very curious. All right. Let me use a completely different brush for... Oh, yeah. For mine, specifically, I know 100%. Ooh. I should post around 9 o'clock more often. I agree, man. Some things can't be explained by logic. They can't. They really can't. Especially that, like the story I just told today, because multiple people have seen it. You know what I mean? Like, so how do you explain, like, that? None of them ever spoke to each other about it. It's always been, hey, I saw something at your house. Yep, I posted one about little over an hour ago, almost 2 hours ago. I posted late. But yeah, check it out. It's part 4 of the native story. Give it a watch, come back, let me know what you think. And I hate to sound like one of those people, but like, comment, and share, all that stuff, my friend. All right, I'll see you in about 5 minutes, Thug Nasty. All right, let's try a complete different brush, because I'm handling this probably not in the smartest way, as per usual. A little better. Again, it's like the flow issue with the actual paint itself. So it's a little better, not by much, but it's a little better. Part 4, native part 4. Part 3 was yesterday. I mean, watch all the native parts if you haven't seen them. No, yesterday was a recent encounter. Okay, so I think using the little guy, it's not much better, but I don't spill over as much, so that's kind of nice. I live in a haunted house, and these are my stories, Law and Order theme song. I thought about that. You're not the first person to bring that up, Isaiah. All right, so that worked. Or
you son of a bitch!
We have a genster. Safe to say the baby is asleep. This whole house is trashed. Well, that's what toddlers do. But that child is asleep. I think Isaiah is the only one in the Purple app chat that saw the story today. Although Thug Nasty in the TikTok chat might have just seen it. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, I don't think the gold works as well on the freaking pants. That sucks. All right, I'm gonna just have to keep the gold on the cape, because on the pants it doesn't pop as much. All right, we're not gonna use the gold then. That sucks. All right, we're gonna use white. That really sucks. I was hoping the gold would pop more on the pants, but it doesn't at all. It's like almost it just blends in too good. That blows. I mean, it kind of shows up. Only because I'm stubborn. Let me try the gold on the lightning bolts, see how they pop up. Like on the piping, I might do... because you can kind of see it. I think Thug Nasty's back. I just watched. I have a couple of questions. Shoot. Mrs. Menace is in the Purple app, so she can probably answer some questions. Am I native? Yes and no. Yeah, for now I'm going to start reposting your stuff. Thanks, Isaiah. So I am not native to North America. My family's from Central America, El Salvador, and we're descendant from the Mayans, or at least a tribe that's descended from the Mayans. My mother can sort of understand Wakat, which is the language or dialect the Mayans spoke. A lot of her early memories from a child was playing on the Mayan pyramids growing up. So I'm native to more of the Central America, Mesoamerica region. I noticed that, Isaiah. Like, a lot of people don't get notifications when I post. Like, I don't know who or what I upset in the algorithm. But I upset someone. Alright, so the gold does... Alright, the gold does pop. I just have to get really thick with it. Giggity. I don't know if it pops with the piping, but it pops the lightning bolt. There we go. Do you think that 3 a.m. is like evil hour, maybe witch's hour, or something like that? I do believe that. I feel like a lot of stuff... This guy talks truth, guys. Thanks, Doug Nasty. I do believe 3 a.m. has something to do with why people usually see stuff. I'm not sure exactly why. I'm sure there is a reason behind it. I just don't know. Now, one could say the veil between this world and the next is the thinnest at 3 a.m. The fuck was that? Did you guys hear that? Give me 2 seconds, friends. Hang on 1 second. Okay, that is someone trying to start their car outside and it's not starting. That's the sound we heard, and that scared the fuck out of me. I had the window open, so it sounded like it was right in the room. Whew, yeah, how spooky. And of course it happened right when we're talking about ghost stuff. Kasana was like real close, like right next to me. That's spooky. Oof, okay. Anywho, so yeah, so 3 a.m. I don't know why that's the devil's hour. I'm sure if there's a Google search we can do that would tell us what and why it is. But I don't know. I really don't. But I would love to know the answer. There was a comment I saw on the video that said something about, has anyone ever looked into the history of the place? Where'd my blanket go? There it is. And I would love to look at the history of my childhood home. That was originally going to be my first YouTube deep dive because I want to do more YouTube content talking about spooky stuff. And that originally was going to be my plan. It's just unfortunately, don't have the time to do it as much as I would like. Any more questions, Doug Nasty? Hello. Keep saying my mic, Tiki-Taki saying my mic levels are too low. But you guys let me know if that's the case. Okay, this is Isaiah from the Purple app. According to Google, it states the witching hour or devil's hour, often associated with the time around 3 a.m., is rooted in folklore and religious beliefs. Some believe that this is when the veil between the physical and the spiritual world is the thinnest, allowing for supernatural activity or the presence of demons. This belief is partly attributed to the idea that Jesus was crucified at 3 p.m. That I have heard. And the 3 a.m. is the opposite time, making it a time of demonic activity in some religious interpretations. Interesting. Interesting. So I wonder why. What's your scariest experience you know you can't explain? And damn, that makes sense about 3 a.m. Thug Nasty in the TikTok chat. So plenty of them are in my TikTok, but I'll gladly talk about them here. Probably the spookiest one I ever had was my cousin was living with us, and it also states the witching hour got its name from the assumption that witches cast their spells in the blackness of night when they can go undetected and when the veil between life and death is its weakest, according to Google. That is interesting. I mean, if you're going to cast a spell, 3 a.m. would be the time to do it. So, cousin was living with us, and I was in my mom's bedroom watching TV. My nephew was asleep on my mom's bed. Brother comes in, and he says, "Hey, I'm going to go pick up mom for work. I'll be right back." I was like, "Sure." So I'm sitting there laying in bed with my nephew. It's around like maybe 9 o'clock at night, give or take. Dog comes rushing into the bedroom, jumps in the bed. Dog wants to go for a walk. So I'm like, all right, no problem. Nephew's sleeping. I walk out into the hallway. My cousin's in the bathroom. The light's on. I can see the light from underneath the door. I hear water running. So I told my cousin Tiziana in Spanish, "Hey, Tiziana, I'll be right back. I'm going to walk the dog. Ya regreso, voy a caminar el perro." And she says, "Okay." Walk the dog. Come back. Brother, cousin, my mom are in the kitchen, and they're all just looking at me kind of funky, right? So I'm like, "What's up?" And they're like, "Why'd you leave your nephew here by himself?" And I said, "I didn't leave him by himself. I left him with Tiziana." And Tiziana's like, "I went with your brother to go pick up your mom. He saw me sitting in the living room, asked if I wanted to go for a ride, and I said, yeah." So I'm like, "No, I left him with Tiziana. She was in the bathroom. You guys are messing with me." And my mom's like, "No one's messing with you." My mom's getting mad. She's like, "No one's messing with you. Why'd you leave your nephew here by himself?" So again, I'm like, "I didn't. I left him with Tiziana." I come out of the bedroom because the dog wants to go for a walk. I see the bathroom light on, and I hear water running. I go up, knock on the door, and I say to Tiziana in Spanish, "Hey, I'm going to walk the dog. I'll be right back." And you responded, "Okay." Her voice and everything. So my cousin goes, "I never say okay. That's an American thing. Like only Americans say okay. I don't say that." So my brother and I got instantly spooked because we're like, "Oh snap, someone is broken into the house," right? So we run into the hallway to the bathroom. Bathroom door is wide open. No one's in it. Light is off. I think that's one of the more spookier things that's ever happened to me in that house. Also, my last day at the house, because I'm running out. I'm like almost out of. Actually, I'm out of ghost stories. Personal ones. I think Thursday or Friday will be when I tell the last ghost story, personal one of my home. But my last day in the house is probably the fucking scariest, in my opinion, where I felt like something bad was going to happen to me. Still here, Thug Nasty? I want to tell you the story. I don't want to tell the story unless you're here. Let me go full screen while I shake the paint. I don't know. I honestly don't know if they wanted us out or there. I'm not sure. So, we sold the house. Oh, thanks, Doug Nasty. Thank you very much. That means a lot, dude. Seriously. As other content creators say, and I hate fucking saying this, like and subscribe. Like any type of sharing or commenting you do on my stories really helps out the channel. Like, seriously, really helps out. And help put food in my daughter's tummy. I try to say tummy and stomach at the same time. I came out with tummy. But the scariest thing that ever happened to me, now I'm going to tell you, since you guys are here for the live, you guys get to hear the story first and only. Let me wait until the ad breaks finishes in the purple app, and we will tell the story. Oh, thanks, Duck Nasty, for sharing the live. But hang out for another minute, and I'll tell the story about my last day in the house. This is my last personal ghost story that I have that I can remember. I mean, for all I know, something else will pop into my head. Aquarius, thank you for sharing the story. I mean, sharing the live. Thank you very, very much. Actually, might go full screen to tell the last ghost story in that house. My last personal ghost story. Do. Alright, let me just go full screen. I am full screen. Okay. We are full screen. Somehow you scare the shit out of me, but still make me feel better about my experiences. You've had your own experiences there at Thug Nasty? It's weird how we all come together with our ghost stories, isn't it? Okay, ad break is over in the purple app. This is my last personal ghost story in that home. It was my last day in that house. So buckle up. It's going to get kind of funky. So we sold the house in 2019. And it was a big effort to move out, get all our stuff out, get my mom's stuff out. I was just getting ice cream with some friends, and we turned to see a child in a scary dress. Nothing big, but scared me bad. Jesus. Give me 2 seconds, Isaiah. I mean, tell the story, but yeah, give me 2 seconds. So we sold the house, and we moved all our stuff out, and it was very somber when we were moving out. I don't remember anything really happening while Mrs. Menace and I were moving into our new place. My mom stayed alone in that house for at least another month or so while we closed and tried to get her into her own place, which sucks. That bothered me a lot. So I'd visit her whenever I could in the old house. So she gets her own place. We move all her stuff out. And I had to go in there to. It was like part of like the closing to install smoke detectors and CO2 detectors, all that good stuff, right? So I went by myself after work to install all the things, and it's like broad daylight. I think it's like May or June, and we're still like installing all the stuff, and there's nothing in the house, and I was supposed to take photos of everything while I was there on my smartphone, on my phone, which I will post when I tell this story on TikTok, so stay tuned for that. So I go room to room, taking photos, doing a dummy check to make sure everything's pretty much out, that there's really nothing important left in the house. and I could feel like this. I still feel it now when I tell the story, almost like this, like heaviness, like this sadness, following me from room to room, almost like they knew we were leaving, and they were sad about it, and just didn't like the fact that we were leaving that house, leaving it home. So, room to room, this is following me, and I could feel it almost like right behind me, like just chilling, whatever it is, like following step by step. Like if I stopped too fast, it would like bump into me or like step on my shoe or whatever. And I get to the living room to do the last dummy check to make sure everything's like installed, gone out of the house. And I just felt like something roll up on me, like right behind me. And I could feel it like right there, like if I backed up really quick or anything, I would collide with something physical. And for the first time in a while, I actually got scared. I was nervous. I was spooked out in my own home, and I could just feel like something building. You know what I mean? Like that feeling you get when lightning's about to strike. You know what I mean? Like it just, you're like, your tongue kind of sizzles. You almost feel like static. Like it just felt something was there, and it did not want me to leave, and it was going to do whatever it took to keep me in that house. So, sorry. So I took the last couple of photos, and then I was out. And that was the last time I was in that home. Now, what bothers me about it is, till this day, I have not lived there since 2019. We've been gone for quite some time, 6 years, right? 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24. Yeah, 6 years we've been gone. 6 fucking years. And even now, when I tell this story, or when I think about it, I still feel that feeling. But I feel like I forgot something there. Like there's something there that I left, something important. Almost like I forgot a pet. You know what I mean? Like I left my cat there, or the dog. You know, like something is still there, like waiting for me, and it wants me to come back. And I still live in the same neighborhood. We moved downtown in my city, and we came back. And the fuck was that sound? Did you guys hear that? I'm gonna say it was nothing, but yeah, like I still drive by it. I still drive by the house, and I feel like there's something there. And part of me feels like, sounds stupid, but part of me feels like when I finally am unalived, when I'm gone, my soul's gonna be like dragged to that house or be drawn to that house in some way, shape, or form. It's the weirdest thing to, it's the weirdest thing to like say or whatever, but I feel like when I die, I will be stuck in that house. My soul's gonna go there. But yeah, that the last day I was in that home, my last time I was I had my feet in those grounds and breathing that air, I felt like something bad was about to happen. It was probably the scariest time I was in that house. Now, don't get me wrong, I've had plenty of fucked up experiences in that house. And if you follow me on the Tiki-Takis, you know exactly some of the stuff I've experienced in that home. So, yeah. And, oh, hell nah, that's tough for sure. So you think whatever it was wanted you there not to leave. I feel like it did, honestly. Like, I didn't get the feeling of it wanted me out. I got the feeling that it wanted me to stay, and it was upset that I was leaving. And it's almost like there was a couple of them, and there was some that were sad, that saddened feeling I felt walking around, you know what I mean? I feel like they were sad, but then whatever that energy was, that angry, I think it fed off my energy. Whatever that angry, malevolent spirit was very angry. I was leaving, almost like it couldn't feed off energy anymore if we were gone. And the entire time living in that house, we never had anything violent happen to us ever. No one ever was like beaten, bruised, or whatever. Like you would hear in other poltergeist stories or spooky stories. Nothing bad ever happened. So excuse me. So yeah, I don't know. It's very odd. I would love to look at the story of that house. I would love to research it more and see who lived there, what was there. Like, I do know for a fact this all of this land here that we live on right now, like where my house is, where my condo is right now, actually most of the state was Native American land. So I know that for a fact. And at least 2 or 3 tribes, like their territories, like kind of intermixed in my like neighborhood, out in my neighborhood. So I know that for a fact. Could that have something to do with it? Abso-fucking-lutely. I mean, several people I've seen a native. Maybe it really was a native that used to live on this lands, and now it's sad because it's trapped there somehow. You know, I don't know. But yeah, it's very yeah. Like I would love to do. I just need to find time to do it. It's kind of hard with Baby Menace, but I would love to research the history of that house one of these days and do a YouTube video on it. What I like, if I had the money, and this is why I want some of this stuff to work. If I had the money, what I would do is I would buy my old house, renovate it slightly, and turn it into a haunted Airbnb. No guarantee you'll see something. Maybe every room has a diary you can write if you heard or saw something. You know what I mean? So other guests can read it and whatnot. And just people stay for a week or however, and they let me know if something happened in the house. But that's what I would do if I had the FU money. If I got somehow super successful doing this stuff, I'd buy that house, turn it into a haunted Airbnb. Because something's up with that place. I'm not sure what. I try to tell myself there are no ghosts, but you seem like an honest person. So, thank you for that, Aquarius. Nerd Herd Leader. I like that name. So, thank you for that, Aquarius. And if you don't believe it, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with not believing it, because it could be you never encountered it, never seen it, whatever. But what I will say is my wife, Mrs. Menace, believed in this stuff but never saw anything. I wouldn't be surprised if most of the lands are burial grounds. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. Yeah, right, Thug Nasty. Something you gotta experience. And it's just like, it's weird to experience. Like, it's like, the way I tell people whenever I've seen anything or felt anything, it's like, you know that feeling, that tingling feeling you get when your leg falls asleep? That static feeling, it's like that, but all over your body. That's the best way I can explain, like, seeing these things or seeing or experience what this is. What that means, I don't know. That could be it could be a very scientific explanation why I feel this way, or people who see these things feel this way. But yeah, that's if you don't believe Aquarius, that's perfectly fine. You know, don't count yourself lucky or unlucky that you've never seen anything. You know, maybe it's a good thing you've never seen anything, to be honest. Mrs. Menace never saw jack shit before living in that house. Like, she was one of those people who never experienced anything at all. And oh, you have? Ooh, tell your story, please. But yeah, Mrs. Menace has never seen anything at all. Anything, ever. And she didn't start seeing stuff until she moved into that house with us. It's almost like it knew and wanted her to see it. And I have plenty of her stories in my TikTok's channel as well. But yeah, that's the last personal ghost story I have in that house. You guys are the first ones to hear it. That'll probably go live, what's tomorrow, Wednesday? Probably Thursday, because tomorrow I want to talk more about the native. I've only had 4 stories of the native, but tomorrow I want to talk about what people think it was and discuss like all the similarities of what people saw, because it's always the same few things, and none of these people ever saw or ever talked to each other about what they saw. So yeah. But please, Aquarius, tell me your story when you get a chance. We have about 10 minutes left in the show. I didn't get as much painting as I wanted done because I was doing most of the detail work, but that's okay. Isaiah and the Purple App. We got an urban legend here where I am from, where IG there was this coach that went insane, took some kids to this trail. Me and my boy Godu took them to the river and unalived them. Excuse me. It's been told you can hear their laughs at night in random mudslides. Jeez, that is spooky. One of our urban legends, kind of tells you where I am in the country, is of the melon heads. So I've never experienced anything with the melon heads myself. But it's one of those places people, when you're like 17, 18, there's really nowhere you can go. You're too young to go to a bar really or do anything. You know what I mean? So what do? You drive around, or you sit around with your friends. Maybe someone has a 40 and you all share the 40, whatever, right? Hey, M, glad you're here. So many blunt rides down Velvet Street. Yep. So, okay. Where are the melon heads? So the story of the melon heads, Aquarius, when I was a kid in bed, I saw one fluorescent green eye, just one. Don't know what the hell it was. That's spooky. Isaiah and the Purple App, the trail I went to now has bobcats, and I saw one from the corner of my eye walking across the grass, and I was like, nope, we have to go. And I got out of there quick. Good call. But I'm glad you're here, M. Very glad. So for those of you who don't know, and M, correct me if I'm wrong, because you're roughly in the same area, or anyone who's in the same area in chat. But you know what? Let me snooze the ad in the Purple Apps. Isaiah can hear what's going on. So, story of the Melonheads. There were these kids that were born kind of deformed, and they had extra pressure, like against their skull, like liquid, like cerebral fluid. So it made their heads like kind of like pop out. And the story is that, at least the one I heard, I could be very wrong what the story is, but the story is that they were in like a mental institution or some type of hospital in the area of Velvet Street or Sawmill City Parkway, because there's two places that claim the name for the Melonheads. Velvet Street in Trumbull and Sawmill City Parkway in Shelton. And they both are very similar, and I'll explain why. But the story is, there's a hospital, they were there, the staff was abusing the Melonheads. There was one who was kind of smart. He broke free, helped the other Melonheads break free. They killed everyone in the hospital staff. They burnt down the hospital, and now they live in the forest, like, living off the land. And what they did in Connecticut was they basically flooded the valley where the hospital was in hopes of killing the Melonheads and covering everything up, right? At least that's the story I heard. It could be completely wrong, different, whatever. I'm sure if I did a quick Google search, it'll prove me wrong instantly. Similar to what you heard. Okay. So the reason why Sawmill City Parkway and Velvet Street are similar is because both roads run along a reservoir. Velvet Street in Trumbull runs along a reservoir that used to be a town, because there's a lot of them in Connecticut that used to be a town and they turned into a reservoir. And so does Sawmill City Parkway, runs along a reservoir. So both claim that name to fame. I've been to both locations. Velvet was dirt and very dark, but Velvet Street turns into a dirt road. It starts off paved, then it turns into a dirt road. Like the only one I've ever felt weird at was Sawmill City Parkway, where the haunted trail I used to work at is, or I work at is. That's the only one I've ever felt funky at. But yeah, that's a story of the Melonheads. And I would love to do a deep dive on that also, actually. That'd be kind of cool. Like do some Connecticut urban legends. You guys are giving me some ideas. Okay. Let's paint some of this piping. Champagne supernova in the sky. All right, Dave, got a crash. Got to be up at 4:30 a.m. Jesus Christ, have a good night. Thanks for the interaction. It was great talk. No problem, Thug Nasty. Thank you for sharing the live. Very appreciated. I appreciate you, my friend. Excuse me. Sleep tight. Don't let the ghost get you. And as always, be easy, stay frosty, and may the force be with you. Peace. And he shared it this again. Thug Nasty, you are the MVP. I'll be back on Thursday doing some gaming if you're interested. Playing through The Last of Us. I've been away for too long not playing my video games. Oh, stupid idiot. I hate when I do that with the model. Like I bring it too close to my face and the camera doesn't see it. Cool, man. Thank you very much. Yep, 9:30 around there, Eastern Standard Time, brother. Last of Us 2. All right, cool. You can see the difference between the gold and the yellow. I'm gonna have to go in there and clean it up when I'm done. But you can see it, which makes me happy. But I'm okay with cleaning it up. Taken over. It's not me. It's not my family. The rose gold does look cool, but it doesn't pop as much as the regular gold. But once I go in there to clean it up, it'll look a lot better. I think anyway. I should do a deep dive video on the melon heads. That should be one of my first YouTube things. It's like lore of Connecticut. I'm not the first to do it, but I should. And how are you doing, Em? I feel like I haven't talked to you in a while. Although I have talked to you in a while, actually. Stop putting it close to your face. You don't need to. Especially where the light is, David. I am. I gotta catch up to the follower stories now that I'm out of like my personal stories. It's just tough because I have to I have them all saved. I just have to edit them and write them and stuff because, um, so during the first TikTok ban, when I was doing it live, I was basically saving all the stories, importing them. Wait until I'll gladly read them as is. I'm gonna just catch up on the other ones. I was importing them, putting them into the notes app, all that stuff. But then after the ban didn't happen or we came back, my messages were weird, so it messed up the order of the stories. Me being a dumbass I am, I never saved when I moved them over to the notes app what or who told me the stories. So they're all anonymous right now until I can figure out usernames. But yeah, probably after this week, I'm gonna go back to telling the follower stories. Good. Cool. All right. This song sounds familiar to me, but I don't ever can remember who sung it. I mean, I could look it up easily because, you know, Google, but I'm too lazy to do it. But because I'm trying to figure out who the song is or who sung it. But it's called Nutshell from what I'm looking at. It sounds familiar, but I don't know who it is. Hang on, let me clean off the brush so I can get a better ting. All right, it's 11:33. Let me take a look at the model. We'll probably call it. But yeah, Isaiah, let me catch up to the follower stories. I might just take a weekend to like record a bunch of them and just tell them 5 at a time. All right, let's take a look at the model. See if there's any cleanup we want to do today. I don't think so. All right. But that gold does look good. I didn't think it would pop on the yellow, but it really pops in the yellow. So it's a nice little detail once I get the piping done and clean the piping up. So yeah, thanks for that suggestion, Em. That was a good suggestion last stream. Cool. All right, friends. So we are going to call it here. It's a little late, and I don't want to talk too loud because Baby Menace is sleeping and Mrs. Menace is going to go to bed soon. I don't have the room soundproofed. I should one day, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, friends, I'm going to call it a night. Everyone here, be easy. I will see you on Thursday if you guys want to watch me do some gaming. But if not, I will be back next Tuesday for more painting and having fun with our models. Anyway, friends, that is it for me. Thank you for coming tonight. And as always, be easy, stay frosty, and may the force be with you. Peace.